to get it on stream. Did I type it? Did I type correctly? I didn't spell fascism right. Still trying to get used to that.
I can send you the link I'm on because I got the 14 points right here. But while you're looking for that, the point that just came really bigly to my head,
Bigly?
to my big brain, came bigly to my brain, my tremendous strong brain. No, it popped into my head because in the same sentence, in almost the same breath, Trump talked about how Biden is orchestrating this fascist socialist takeover, and at the same time, he's talking about how Biden is weak and ineffective and hiding in his basement and not in control of anything.
Oh yeah, that's
one of the four
the double thing.
pillars of fascism is the enemy is both weak and strong. By a continuous shifting of rhetorical focus, the enemies are at the same time too strong and too weak.
Yeah, because
so they are completely ineffective at achieving their ideas, but at the same time, they are staging a hostile takeover of society as we know it.
Yeah, because it's somehow at the same time if you remember at the beginning of the interview. Oh look, they actually threw it up right here from that interview. Looks, is that the one we were just looking at? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, they actually...
it's literally, Donald Trump, September 1st.
Yeah, anyway, but, the whole, he was saying that, those protesters in Portland, we took care of that. They were no problem, But then in the same breath, it's that, the FBI is trying to work with the police in Portland to take these guys down because, apparently they're ineffective and easy to take over, but also they need the FBI's assistance to do it. All right, so we went over that, so... the cult of tradition. Yeah, so every fascist movement basically is full of tradition, which is why that whenever fascist movements come to recruit, they recruit conservatives because conservatives are the ones that are always longing for the past and all that. So, the whole "Make America Great Again." So whenever somebody waltzes their way into the conservative movement, says hey, I know a way we can go back to the good old days, and they follow that, and then also the rejection of modernism, the Enlightenment, the Age of Reason, and all that kind of stuff.
And the thing about the cult of tradition, just the longing for the past, is if you were to actually go up to a conservative and ask them, one of the Make America Great Again conservatives, if you ask them when was America great, where do you want us exactly to revert back to, they always go back to segregationism.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's not that they have an ideal time point in their head. It's just that they're unhappy with the fact that they now have to share these equal opportunities that America provides to white people with other races and other genders for that sake.
Yeah, or because they always just say they'll say very sly things of back in my day, people knew where they belonged. That kind of stuff. It's they're not saying it specifically, but what they're talking about. So yeah, other stuff, call of action for action's sake, so just doing something in itself is without even any sort of reason or reflection on it, just doing it is thinking is a form of emasculation. So yeah, the fear of difference. That's I don't even need to really explain that.
Fear of difference is just kind of a sub-point to the cult of tradition. Because again, like I said, there's no ideal time period we want to revert back to. It's just that they're unhappy with the progress right now.
Oh, yeah. And then also it's the appeal to social frustration. Because you'll notice that... because that's actually what I was just saying with with our massive wealth inequality and stuff, is that, a lot of people are becoming socially frustrated. The middle class is suffering. They feel, politically humiliated. And lower social groups are starting to gain power, it's and then they start to kind of feel they're losing their spot, because if you look at a lot of older people, back in the day, if you were just, you could be any Joe Schmo white guy, you can just graduate high school, get a job at a factory, have a good income, make a lot of money, and everybody else knew their place, But now, these people are starting to gain more social powers. They're starting to get more traction, and then also those jobs that you remember you working or your parents working or something. Those are going away. So there's a lot of frustration with that, and then that can drive a lot of people to becoming fascists because I don't know, because fascism is rooted more. I feel like you can take a logical approach to what's going on, and you can go toward the socialist side, or you could just get angry about what it is and try to enact revenge and become a fascist. I know that's kind of the way I look at it. And then, as we were just saying, the obsession with a plot, as they cover
Yeah,
here.
the obsession with a plot against them. Modern day Republicans and conservatives are dying to be the victims. They want to be the victims so bad that they're willing to make up schemes to make themselves look like they are, in fact, the victims.
All right. So, we were just saying earlier, the enemy is strong and they're weak. Somehow, Biden is an ineffective dipshit that can't do anything, but he is also trying to bring down the fabric of this great nation at the same time, somehow. So,
literally, Trump couldn't have said it better himself in those last couple sentences of that interview. He's trying to stage this massive takeover, but he's weak. He has no control over anything. He wants to stay in his basement. And even you can even extend that to the protesters. Antifa are a bunch of soy boys that want to feminize society, but they're also going to burn everything to the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Pacifism is trafficking. It was trafficking with the enemy. I dabbled in pacifism, not nom, of course.
Not nom, of course.
Yeah, not nom, of course. But yeah, so there's no struggle for life, but rather life is lived for struggle. So basically, you shouldn't. Nobody should live a comfortable life. Everybody should be like that. That reminds me of like those memes you see on Twitter and Instagram. It'll be like a picture of like, I don't know, some 18 or be like 18-year-olds today. It's like, oh, I have to carry like too many books to my liberal studies gender class, like, you know. And then it'll be like 18-year-olds in 1940, and it's like, I'm gonna die on Omaha Beach or something like that, you know. Like like they think that's a good thing that 18-year-olds used to die on Omaha Beach. Like that's something we should go back to.
Well, that's because they need people to think that at any point they should be willing to be put on the line to die for their country.
Exactly. That too. Oh, and then just going into that too, contempt for the weak. You know, like that's actually. So I had an ex-girlfriend, and her dad always talked about. He said it like this was like an intellectual topic, but he was kind of a dumbass. Like he would say that there's a pussification of America. Like. I'm like, all right, so basically you just took something that's really dumb and you just tried to make it sound smart. What else we're going into? Oh, machismo and weaponry. Oh yeah, disdain for women. You know, condemnation of non-standard sexual habits from chastity to homosexuality. Yeah, they hate gay people. They hate trans people. Sex before marriage is the ultimate sin. A lot of all that kind of stuff is. Yeah, and they'll view it as like unmanly, even though that I have. Seen like at the gym I go to, I've seen dudes wearing like, you know, gay pride t-shirts that bench like 3 times what I do, but apparently that they are manlier, or they are less manly than me because they have sex with other men.
Well, to be fair, benching 3 times as much as you, it's not a very high bar to clear. But anyways,
hey, man, hey, friendly fire.
I mean, I don't I've seen models of like fascism and theories about fascism, right? Because there's no distinct definition of what fascism is. If you had to put it into a sentence, it would be like conform or else. But these 14 points, I don't like them that much, because if you see selective populism and things like contempt for the weak, those are just really sub points of the previous points already made.
Like what's contempt for the weak under? Is that under pacifism?
Contempt for the weak kind of pacifism actually kind of fits into contempt for the weak, but then contempt for the weak also kind of maps onto the enemy is both weak and strong.
No, because that's a little different, because they don't like the weak, but then they also judge their enemy. That's a little bit. I don't think that really goes together.
And then if you scroll back up a little bit,
oh, but hang on real quick. The selective populism. I will say before I forget it. The idea of the silent majority that he always talks about. Like that's a big one. Saying that there's a silent majority in America that is their voices are being shallowed. You know, or shadowed by the I don't know, the shadow people, the
shadowy deep state organizations.
Maybe I should make my career out of being a left-wing Alex Jones. I should do exactly what he does. I'm gonna do exactly what he does, but for right-wing people. Dark Sage, I agree. That was thank you for understanding. Reasonable take. You seem like a cool person. And then fascism was what's the new speak. All the Nazi or fascist school books made use of an impoverished vocabulary. Oh yeah, dude. Nazi, dude. Think of Trump talk. Very big. It's a very big, very tremendous, very very good, very good program.
Strong.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah. Yeah. Words that just like tap you right on your skull, and you instantly like you don't have to think about what those words mean.
Well, so, something if you want to talk about just like fascists, like as like a group of people, as like leaders, fascists as leaders. If you look at people like Mussolini and Hitler, not a lot of people know this, but Hitler was an extremely like lazy and not smart guy.
Oh yeah, like he was good.
If you read like journals from I think Hermann Goring, one of his closest like his right hand man. If you read like journals from Hermann Goring, he talks about how Hitler would like sleep until like 11 a.m. and then whenever he did get up, he spent most of his day like reading the newspaper to see what the press was talking about and see if public opinion of him was favorable.
And I heard he was high as shit like all the time on opiates and like barbiturates and stuff like that.
I mean, probably. And then also Hitler's just disdain, not jealousy, disdain for people that are smarter than him, because he was not a very intellectual guy and he knew it. So whenever he was challenged by somebody who were smarter than him, say like socialist theorists at the time, he hated them. He would like lash out.
Yeah, off with their heads pretty much.
Which is eerily similar to Trump, because all you hear about him doing off camera is watching the news, seeing what the polls are saying about him, and then lashing out anytime something doesn't go his way.